Sunmi says, I didn't call. Kong says, whenever you think about me, I will appear in front of you. Sunmi tells him to leave, but he refuses, comes out, and checks the fridge. There is nothing in the fridge, so he asks Sunmi, don't you eat food? Sunmi pushes him away and says, I mostly eat out. Sunmi then tells him, now you go. When I need you, I will call you. Kong says, I love you, but you are shooing me away, and if you don't love me, then take. But Sunmi refuses, so Kong angrily disappears from there and goes outside to vent his anger. The next day, Sunmi goes to see a house. The lady there tells her, I hear noises from the room upstairs. Sunmi goes upstairs and sees a spirit there. Sunmi sends Hanju out and points her umbrella towards that spirit, but that spirit is not. Just then, Kong comes there and drives it away. He tells Sunmi, you should have called me. Sunmi says, I had forgotten about you. Kong says, I missed such a good chance. You would have died without me knowing. Sunmi says, I have an umbrella and I can fight spirits like these. Kong says, don't get angry or I will get hurt because you can't see the one you love. Sunmi tells him, go. So Kong says, how can you tell me to go? This also hurts and disappears. Sunmi smiles at his words. Then Sunmi is eating food in the office when Kong comes there and tells Sunmi, why are you eating alone? Sunmi says, I don't need you. Now you leave from here. Hearing this, Kong disappears. The next day, when Sunmi is again eating food, Kong comes. He has brought a teddy bear for her. He tells Sunmi, if you don't eat with me, then eat with this. Its name is Senhyuk. Sunmi gets irritated with him. Kong tells her, take off the gang, go. Sunmi tells him, leave. So Kong leaves Senhyuk there and goes. After this, Sunmi sits with Senhyuk, eats food, and keeps talking to him. In the next scene, Wong comes to meet Sunmi and says, I gave you the gang, go. So now you also have to make a contract with me. Sunmi asks, what kind of contract? Wong says, according to this contract, whichever evil spirits you drive away, I will get the. Sunmi says, what if I don't sign this contract? Wang says, then I will take back the gang, go, and then Kong will eat you. Then Wong comes home and looking at a painting, says, where are you in this life? Meanwhile, Sunmi is thinking about the contract, whether she should sign it or not. Because Sunmi doesn't have power, Kong will kill those spirits, and Wong will get them. Sunmi says, what should I do now? The next day, while crossing the road, Sunmi sees the spirit of a man, the spirit of a child who had died in a road accident. Sunmi puts popcorn in a paper for him and leaves from there. The zombie girl sees her leaving. Then she comes and picks up the popcorn paper, and Sunmi's address is written in it. The zombie girl's name is Sarah. She was rejected in a show's audition and has been missing for the last 5 days. The people who were hiding her body see the news and say, we will tell the client. We will not tell him. The body has disappeared. Then Sunmi goes to meet Wang and asks him, are you in such a hurry to become king? Wang says, yes, that's why. That's why I want to collect as many points as possible. Now you tell me your decision. So Sunmi says yes to making a contract with him. On the other side, zombie girl Sarah comes to Sunmi's house. At the same time, Hanju comes to Sunmi's house with a parcel. Hanju checks that parcel to see if there is anything to keep in the fridge or not. Just then, his hand gets cut. When the zombie girl smells blood, she starts going towards him. Just then, Kong comes and knocks her unconscious and says, I don't know what all comes in. After this, Sunmi calls, so Kong goes to her. So Sunmi thanks him for his help. Kong says, don't say thank you. Sunmi refuses him for this and then tells him about Wong's contract. Meanwhile, Wong looks at that painting and says to wait a few more days. Meanwhile, zombie girl Sarah regains consciousness. Just then, Hanju comes back to Sunmi's house to get some of his things. Kong tells Sunmi Hanju is about to die. Sunmi tells him, save him. Kong says, the contract only said to save you. I don't care if others die. And if you want me to save him, then take off this gang. Sunmi is about to take off the gang. Just then, Wong comes there and tells Sunmi, you go and save him. If you are in danger, he himself will come to save you. Hearing this, Sunmi tells Kong, help, and leaves from there. After she leaves, Wong tells Kong, if you don't help her now, your heart will ache. Hearing this, Kong goes to save Hanju. Meanwhile, zombie girl Sarah is about to attack Hanju. Just then, Kong comes there, pushes Sarah aside, and tells Hanju, leave from there. So, Hanju quickly comes out. Outside, he meets Sunmi. Hanju asks, what is all this happening? Sunmi tells him go, and goes inside herself. Kong puts Sarah in a bag. Sunmi is happy to see him. Kong says this is happening because of Gang Go. Sunmi says, you are protecting me only because of Gang Go. Kong says, I am not protecting you. Gang Go is. Saying this, he takes the bag and leaves. Sunmi becomes sad hearing this. Then, Wang's secretary tells him, Sunmi has signed the contract. So Wang tells her, keep the contract in a safe place. The secretary says, this is a fake contract. Where is the real contract? Wang says, I have recognized you. Just then, the real secretary also comes there. So Kong comes into his real form. The secretary is shocked to see him. Kong asks Wang, how did you recognize me? Wang says, my power is greater than yours. Kong asks him for that contract, but Wang refuses to give the contract. So Kong says, okay, then I will demolish this building. He uses his power and starts to demolish the building. So Wang also uses his power and starts to stop him. Just then, Subo comes there, stops both of them and tells them, solve the problem by talking. Kong shows the contract and says, he is using me to become king. Wang says, I couldn't become king because of you. My points were deducted because I got you released. Both start arguing. Subo stops them and says, I will solve this problem. Wang's contract will be valid until Samjang fulfills her duty. After that, you will also be free. Wang agrees to this, but Kong does not. Subo retells Kong, the punishment for the rules you broke will end, and the ban on drinking will also be lifted. Kong looks at Gongo and says, this will also come off. Subo says, yes. Then he starts to leave with the contract. But Kong stops him and says, I haven't said yes yet. Wang says, what more do you want? Kong says, your house. Wang says, I have arranged another house for you. Kong says, I don't want another house. I want that same house. Wang refuses. But Kong says, from now on, that house is mine. Saying this, Wang gets up to hit him, but Subo stops him. Wang then tells the secretary he is doing all this to harass me. But I will also live with him in that same house. Then, Wang feels dizzy due to weakness. So, the secretary supports him. On the other side, the lady is cleaning the pot. Just then, she hears the pot crying and says, something bad is definitely going to happen. Then, as soon as the lady leaves, a crack appears in the pot. Then, Kong is cleaning the bottles of drinks, and at the same time says, when the ban is lifted, I will drink them all. On the other side, Wang tells his statue, from now on, you're the owner of this house. But I will soon kick him, Kong, out of this house. After that, he comes to Kong's monkey statue, dirties it, and takes out his anger on it. The next day, Wang opens the fridge to drink water and gets scared seeing zombie girl Sira in it. He asks PK, what is she doing here? PK says, Kong asked me to keep her in the house. She was smelling, so I put her in the fridge. Sira says, close the fridge door. Wang gets angry at PK and then tells Sira, come out. When Sira comes out, he tells Sira, tell me everything about yourself. Sira says, I don't remember anything. PK says, she came alive because of Samjang's blood, and I fed her life-sustaining stones, which is why she is talking. Wang gets even angrier at PK, because those stones were Wang's. PK says, Kong told me to do all this. Saying this, he leaves from there. Wang tells Sira, go out, you smell a lot. Sira says, I came here in a bag yesterday.